Bob writes about it. Jim talks about it. But Chuck did something about it.
Foreman on a big hole across the 10. He's something else. He's out in touchdown land. He's something else, baby.
Now, here's longtime columnist Bob Sansevere, Fox 9's Jim Rich, and the great number 44,
Double 4.
Chuck Foreman.
Welcome to the JimBob Sports Jamboree, brought to you by The Window Store. We are joined by, I'm going to start with this guy, Fox 9 sports executive, director extraordinaire.
That's what it is.
The dean of sports directors in
That's what I'm talking
Minnesota.
about.
Yeah, the best.
That's big. You're something else.
The absolute best. All right. And almost at that level, no, beyond that level, Vikings legend Chuck Foreman belongs in the Hall of Fame. Those idiots will get it right sometime. Another Vikings legend, the superstar Mike Morris, the best long snapper, according to people who know. We're not just throwing this out. The best long snapper ever in the NFL.
I've been telling people,
you were the best.
Well, thank you.
And the best when it comes to win anything with home repair, building repair,
Oh, yeah.
repair. Tyler Ganz from the Window Store. And then there's Brady. Brady has been already warned just moments before we started the show. He doesn't get his act together. Mike's bringing the tape in. Now, how many... Give the list of the... You have taped Hall of Famers.
Oh, yeah. That for sure.
How many Hall of Famers? Moss for sure.
Randy, Chris Carter.
2 Hall of Famers.
2 Hall of Famers right there. Johnny Randall for his birthday. 3.
Oh, man.
I didn't even want to try Randall McDaniel because he was my roommate, and I know what he would have done. He would have gotten me back worse. So it would have been a lot worse.
You don't have to go in. You
don't have to do that. Yeah, that's pretty good. But I did countless other... non-Hall of Famers.
Dozens, right?
Oh, for sure.
Were you was it you who got the kicker hanging upside down taped on the goalpost? That
was a different group.
Who was that?
That was Rich Carless, and that was like the Loudermilk.
Okay, that was the 80s
group. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So taping.
But I taped a kicker to a goalpost. That's still biggie. Everyone's probably done that.
Explain when you tape, how much tape is you? Do they have any body parts showing? Are the arms and legs?
They can't move. They can't move.
Do you do the mouth
it's 2 rolls.
Or you let them yell?
I keep that open because I don't want them to panic and not be able to breathe. Although it'd be fun to try it.
Is there a colored duct tape you go with, or is it white? Is it white?
Yeah,
is it?
That's all I could find back in the day. It was white athletic tape.
Not even duct tape, athletic tape.
Athletic tape.
That actually probably holds better.
It holds really well. I mean, duct tape's a great idea. I'm thinking maybe that would go over the athletic tape really well.
Yeah,
well, for Brady it might.
Maybe him. You can try.
I mean, I'll bring in at least 2 rolls of duct tape.
I got a whole case of it.
Okay, I'll buy it from you.
No, you don't need to buy it from me. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
I like the white as a base, though. It's like a prime coat. Then you put duct tape on it.
Right, we have, this goes on YouTube, too. Just twist it so people can see Brady untaped.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, show Brady untaped.
This will be a really, really good...
Next week he'll be taped.
It'll be a comparative study. We can have a side-by-side shot of him taped and not taped.
But Mike, always the professional, will give you one arm that'll be pinned so you can hit the buttons.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be taped to your chair, but you'll still be able to use it, which is good. Which is a good thing.
Can't.
Maybe he could punch the show with his nose.
We can look if you guys want everything taped in. We'll just tape him like a cocoon.
You know what? He may be encouraging people to do it because Mike also did Hall of Famers: Randy Moss, Chris Carter, John Randall.
I did everybody. I think I did everyone.
And who was the toughest though? Was your former guard, right?
Dave Dixon.
Yeah. He was a monster man.
We all got beat up on that one. We all got beat up. We finally got some wraps around his ankles. And we said it was a taping, but we just let him out of it. Like, Jesus.
But he was a guy that they never tried him at fullback. The guy was a rugby player.
He was enormous.
So he knew.
From New Zealand.
I bet he had good speed too.
He was fast. Dave could run. He could run. I'm telling you, he could run.
You know what? He is a big dude.
Oh,
every time I go to the Viking. To a Viking game, and he's in there. And his son is a big dude, too.
Absolutely.
Bigger.
2 or 3 of them.
They're bigger than their dad.
Wasn't his daughter like an All-American volleyball player?
Yes, I think she plays internationally still.
Yeah, she still does play.
Well, but he was 6'7". He had-
6'7". He was about. I used to call him quarter to four. I think he was about 375. I used to
You
call
know
him
what?
quarter to four.
That's a big man.
Oh my God! I mean, he was a monster.
Okay. Having watched, my son played rugby at St. John's.
Yeah.
But watching Dave Dixon, the thought of him taking him down, oh my God, it's not coming down. He should have been given the rock on goal line. Like I always, Burnsy did it a couple of times. Well, he had Randall blocking sometimes.
Right. Oh yeah.
And they always scored. I don't know why he didn't give him the ball because Randall was an athlete.
Oh, he was one of the best athletes I ever played with. I mean, Randy Moss that I played with and Randall were the two best athletes. And then across the board, it would have been, someone like Barry Sanders or Walter Payton and these kind of guys. I mean, but those were the two best ones I played with. Yeah.
Now, you probably talked to him about it, but I know when he came, there were all the stories, he can do a 360 and dunk. I think he just did it to shut him up.
Oh, it was
Because
so
he could
easy.
do it.
He came out. He was wearing flops. He walked out of the locker room across the
Oh, you were
basketball
there for
court
that.
when you were playing down at Mankato practice. That is, and we're walking out to the back parking lot to our cars, and a couple kids were playing, horse out there, and he said, give it here. And so they threw him the ball, and he just went in and just popped it behind his head with two hands with flops on. Oh my God! And I was like, I don't even know how you're doing that. I mean, I'm sore. I can't even walk. I haven't done anything. And then here he is. He's just slam dunking the basketball. I mean, it was easy for him. Super easy.
Now, and he was your roommate,
Yes.
right? But having watched him play and knowing how athletic, if there was like an all-time draft, he'd be my 1A for left guard.
Oh my God!
I know there were some great ones, but you're not going to be better than him.
You're not going to get any better than that. He was tough. He was durable. He was one of the only two offensive linemen that played every game in the 90s without missing
Is that
one.
right?
Yeah, he was one of the two. Bruce Matthews was the other one. And that'd be the other rock. That'd be the other one. Because Bruce could play center and both guards, both tackles. Went to the Pro Bowl at 4 of those different positions.
And you would be maybe Upshaw and I'm drawing a blank now. Who's the other guy?
John Hanna.
No. I'm talking about the Raiders.
Oh, Raiders.
You're talking about Double O. What's his name?
No.
Jim Otto was
No,
the
he
center,
was a
but
center.
you're talking about, I think Art Shell was a tackle.
okay.
And Henry Lawrence was the other tackle.
All right, but I'm talking Upshaw and they were side by side.
Shell, yeah.
Right, Shell, side by
Shell,
side.
yeah.
Maybe them, but who would be better than Randall McDaniel next to Gary Zimmerman in terms of a guard tackle, both in the Hall of Fame?
Both in the Hall of Fame. Gary was like a Swiss-made watch. Every one of his hands and his feet were choreographed. And not many people know this, but he played left tackle out of a right-hand stance. He played in a right-hand stance to play left tackle, and no one got past him.
Was there an advantage or a disadvantage?
He felt more comfortable in a right-hand stance, and it was. I've never seen anything like that.
Who's going to tell him no?
Yeah, I mean, you can't. Johnny Michaels used to just say, look, and he told Randall this too, because Randall had a really big, splayed leg out to the side because of his knee brace. And when he took the knee brace on, he had liked it that way. He didn't tip, run, or pass out of that stance. So Johnny just said, look, I'm going to let you do it your way. If you don't keep doing what you're doing or the way I want to have it done, you're going to do it my way. And neither guy had to change.
John Michaels, he was a long-time line coach from when Bud started till, and then the 1 year with, I think
Les Steckel.
Steckel made him a running backs coach
That's
or
right.
something. But then he came back and did it under Burnsy.
Yep.
And Hutchinson never played for him, but he had 2 tackles, a guard, and a center. Once he gets your old pal at guard.
Ryan Yerry, and then it was
Ed White.
But once he gets Ed White in the Hall of Fame, which I think will happen, he would have had a player at an entire offensive line. I don't think any line coach has ever done that.
Yeah, I agree. He
was a terrific coach.
Mick. He had Randall McDaniel. He had
Zimmerman.
Gary Zimmerman. He had
Yerry.
Yeri.
I don't think
No right
no
guard.
right guard. But even
I
so,
don't think
I mean, he would have. But if he gets, even though Ed White was a left guard, right? He wasn't.
I think he was right guard, wasn't he? Because Milt Sunday was left.
What was he? He was your right guard, Chuck. Do you remember?
Milt was the left.
Okay, so Ed was your right guard,
Yeah.
so he would have had one at every single position.
Amen.
That's pretty,
If Ed got in, yeah.
yeah, I think he will
Milt
at some
was
point.
on the right.
Oh, so Ed was on the left.
Yeah, it was on the left.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I did not know that. I thought he was.
I
But
mean,
I stand
sometimes
corrected.
I don't know, man. And sometimes they switch them up. Depends on the play.
Just incredible, though, how good they are. All right, you know what? I wanted to do an entire segment, and we're going to do this in the next segment. I'm going to ask each of you project J.J. McCarthy's numbers. We know he's got the quarterback guru. If he stays healthy, how good can he be, or what kind of numbers would he have? And we'll probably even see what where you think Justin Jefferson will be, too. But now's the time. It's not a lot of huge football news going on. And we know the Twins the Twins in themselves, no team has ever won 13 in a row. In the next month, they've had an incredible streak, almost matching that. So we'll talk about that later with Kevin Cusick from the Pioneer Press. But for now, let's take a break, and the JimBob Sports Jamboree will be right back. We're back with more of the JimBob Sports Jamboree, brought to you by the Window Store. Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, Fox 9's Jim Rich, the superstar Mike Morris. Now, Tyler, what's going on with the Window Store? You always got some kind of special going.
Yeah, I was just texting some of my people here. We're going to announce this starting next week. We have decided to give away $25,000 in any one of our services. You can pick kitchens, you can pick siding, roofing, windows, doors, whatever you want. $25,000. We did this last year. It went really, really well. It's so fun to hand someone a check for that. So look for it on Facebook. Look for it on our website, windowstoreinc.com. You can register there. And it's no phony. It's no BS. Like, we are literally going to give away $25,000. So,
and they use it for work.
Whatever they want. Whatever
they want?
Whatever home improvement services they want that we provide.
Okay.
I don't fold laundry.
Wait a minute.
Come into your door.
Tyler, now if I were to win and I only decide to get $1,000 in window work, do I keep the other 24 or I have to spend all of it?
It's up to $25,000,
okay,
Bob.
gotcha.
Thanks, Bob.
You know what? Someone will try to pull that scam.
I know.
So,
no, the wording will be right. Well, you'll have our legal team take a peek.
Right.
But really, at the end of the day, we want to give away $25,000. Everyone's been great, and hopefully it's to a past customer or a new customer. Who cares? It's just a fun
and you
thing.
can do that online.
Online, it's just a simple registration. You give name, email, phone number.
Now, if you want to go to the office and do it in speed there, we can tell you where you can get a truck or a car to do that.
Oh yeah, I mean you can stomp it too. I mean you can just put your foot on the gas and just and just turn them over. Okay, and that could be any car or any truck that you pick up at Dodge of Burnsville, 35W and Cliff Road in Burnsville. Slide on by there. You will have landmarks on both the right and left-hand side of the roads. They're garbage dumpsters. They're recycling plants known as car dealerships other than Dodge of Burnsville. So slide up in there. You'll see the 5 gold stars above the door and the red carpet. They don't have either one. Sorry. I just made that up. Okay, and then you can just ask for Mark or Adam Saba, and they will show you around. You can kick some tires in the parking lot, new or used. They'll pick out a new Dodge Ram. They are the king of Ram, you know. And so tell them you said that I said hi and that I sent you down there. And by the way, also the service department, second to none.
And also, now I know that Tyler, you've got a lot of guys that work for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you supply all their equipment, or do they get their own?
No, we supply company vehicles and phones. And
What about drills?
Oh, we
all that?
We supply all the drills. Yeah, and actually, we shifted over to the Ace. Just we want to buy some things from them.
That's what I was going to say. If you need anything, you get in a bind. Where should they go, Mike?
Yeah.
I would help Tyler out right now and just tell him that he should stop by any one of the 4 locations where there is a Polici Ace Hardware store, because Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
And the Italians,
no question about that. The Italians, in fact. So you get on down there. They've got discounts running on the select 20-volt DeWalt, $30 discount on those, and $20 discount on the 20-volt select Craftsman tools. So get on down there if you're looking for power tools. Also, they got the Clark Kensington paint. They got the Benjamin Moore paint. They've got the technology to make paint the right color. And that keeps you from looking like an absolute complete fool showing up with the wrong color paint and having to paint the house pink inside like I would when I'm trying to match olive green. So that's the way that goes. And then, again, the 4 locations are Zumbrota, Farmington, Rosemount, and Egan. Polici Ace Hardware. Get on down there. Tell them Superstar sent you.
All right. Now, before we go into this, Jim, I got to tell you, you have, as a screensaver, I'm guessing your grandchildren, those are your grandchildren?
Yes, sir.
They are adorable.
Yes, they are.
Now, son, daughters, kids, or is it?
Both. There's lots of little children.
How many grandchildren do you have?
5 of them.
5?
Okay. Do you spoil them?
Holy.
Oh yeah, just take a look at his photo. These kids are adorable. You can tell.
Mine too. You
Now,
know.
what do they call you? Grandpa or what?
Papa.
Okay, what about you?
Pop. But
See,
listen, but you know, and then my son especially said, well, Dad, why you didn't treat me like I said, no, I understand. They my grandkids. You just my son. You know what I mean? Those grandkids give you they get a pass on some stuff.
Now, my daughter is having our first grandchild, and what I love about it, Mike, you have grandkids too, right?
6.
6. What do they call you?
Dampa mice.
Dampa Mike.
Dampa mice. Yeah, that's how it came out the first time with the first grandchild. It was when she could finally talk. She said Dampa mice. It's close enough. So since then it's become Grandpa Mike. But
Now, Tyler, you too young to have grandchildren? Don't tell me you got grandchildren.
I do not. My oldest is 21. She better not have any kids.
All right. Well, my daughter's 30, and every time I see her now, I lean down over that belly where the baby is. Oh, Pappy, oh, Pappy, oh, Pappy. Huge fan as a kid of Popeye, and I loved the character Pappy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Pappy.
I do too.
So that's where it was. All right. We got to talk about this now, the question I said. Now, I'm saving Chuck for last because I know whatever.
wait.
Whatever we say, it will
jump in.
drive him crazy because I know he doesn't agree. I'll start off to really set him off. J.J. McCarthy, if he's healthy, and actually I'll give the numbers overall even if he gets hurt. 4,500 yards, 35 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 5 rushing touchdowns. Go, Jim. Yours?
There is no way. What do you want to put on that one?
You
Who
just
wants to back me on those numbers?
No.
go ahead. Let's hear the numbers. Go. Hey, he's got the quarterback guru.
I want yours backed up.
What do you mean backed up?
Throw it up.
I want to hear yours.
Put some resources behind that.
I got resource. Take it to Chipotle. Right across the street. All right. Go ahead. Go.
It's not going to be that.
What is it going to be?
I would say 21 touchdowns,
What's he getting hurt in the 12th game?
14 picks,
How many yards?
about 2,800.
Oh, are you kidding?
Wow.
All right. Rushing touchdowns?
Whatever.
Tyler.
whatever.
Oh, my gosh.
Whatever.
I know you're going to be
Let me
closer
get a
to
little
me.
more teeth to my prediction. All right, we have the number 6 ranked receiving team in the league right now. Came out yesterday, NFL.com, right? We have probably the top 5 offensive line, and we have the top prospect coming in from 2 years ago, having 1 year spent under the quarterback guru. I give him 4,000 yards. I think he'll be 26 touchdowns and 12 interceptions, but I think he's got legs. I'm going to go more like 9 rushing touchdowns.
Woo! What are you, nuts? No.
Well,
Try to get some company with mine. Now, Mike,
Offensive
he's a
line.
realist.
well, the offensive line is going to be a big deal, and the biggest factor here is, and Bob said this, if he stays healthy. That's a big if. If he stays healthy, he didn't make it past preseason last time, but we're going to put our faith in the fact that he's going to be healthy and the offensive line is going to protect him, and that the coach is going to have the top game coming out of his rookie quarterback. Essentially, he's still a rookie quarterback in my books. So I'm going to say the O-line does their job and he stays healthy. He'll have 24 touchdown passes. He'll have 12 interceptions, and he will push his way at the quarterback keeper for 5 rushing touchdowns.
What was your
Push.
What's the overall yards? Did you say?
I didn't. I'll give him 3,000.
All right. And now Chuck, who's just waiting to talk. 'Cause I knew
Here we go.
No, well, first of all,
And he's played with.
He's
played
not
with
ready.
Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yep.
I can't even put numbers on him yet, to be quite honest with you.
And
I know
really,
you
that's
guys,
the right
I know
answer.
you guys are dreaming at night, hoping that happens. The only thing I'm going to say about him is, okay, now that I've looked at some of his film or whatever, stuff on the YouTube and all that, when he was at Michigan, because I don't have anything else to base it on.
Right.
He looks like an athlete, number one, at the quarterback position. And when you got an athlete at the quarterback position, if you got an arm, he's got that. He's got escapability. Okay, he's got that. But the one thing he doesn't have is experience. And at this level, You know, unless he's a Jalen Daniels who played for the Commanders last year, who was 24 or 25 when he got
a
into
little
the
older.
league.
Yep.
Yeah.
That means he's had more games under his belt, whereas our guy. But I'm going to say, if he's under our quarterback coach and our head coach, if he's anything like he's shown, like I've seen, the few times that I've seen him make big. Wait a minute. From the stuff that I've watched, I think he can get us to a decent season. But I can't say,
No numbers?
no numbers.
Let me give you some numbers.
All right, please.
Yeah.
Everybody heard a guy named Patrick Mahomes. I'm not saying he's Mahomes,
Okay.
but he did not play.
Patrick
He
Mahomes.
didn't play his rookie year.
Okay.
The numbers for the rodeo are in. I'm very
All right.
Unicorn
Let me
rainbows.
finish. All right, I can listen to this one because he did not play.
He
his
didn't
rookie
rookie
year.
year. 5,097 yards, 50 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. He only ran for 2. But then again, he's hurling that ball. This kid stays healthy. He's going to put up numbers that will be stunning to you guys. I think Tyler's the closest to what I was saying. He ain't even on it. I know that Brady's over there thinking 5,050, just like Mahomes.
That 1 year sitting watching is so valuable, I feel. More than we're
It is.
giving credit to.
And that's why
I agree with that too, by the way. I mean, he essentially had to sit and watch Darnold execute the plan that O'Connell has. So, I mean, he's seen it. He has seen it, and that's a big deal. So I think he might have a little bit of an upgrade, a big upgrade in offensive line play too.
Why would his numbers be that far off of Darnold's, who were terrific?
Like you can't say. I mean, they might be. Who knows, right? But it's
He's got his receivers.
his offensive line is probably better, and the receivers
Absolutely.
are still the same.
But better because more experience. Hawkinson for the full year. You've got two running back. Jordan Mason's a heck of a running back.
Agreed.
So, all right.
But I think comparing him to Patrick Mahomes is probably
I'm not
that's
comparing,
not
but
realistic.
I'm saying, you mentioned about a rookie. I mean,
It's possible. You got to dream.
rookie's sick.
you got to dream big, yeah.
And you got the quarterback guru. The guy's coach of the year.
I think this Viking offense is going to be very conservative. I think that's what they were building. That's why he built a massive offensive line.
All right.
That's why he went and got Jordan Murphy. They're going to try and hold
This is
that
not a guy who pounds
and
the
to
rock.
Protect the rookie quarterback into not being the guy. He won't need to be the guy.
Chuck is trying to get something out, but get it out, Chuck. Then we'll go.
All I'm going to say is this. Mike, I know you're going to agree. He can have all the talent he wants. But if those guys up front aren't doing their thing, he's not going to do anything.
I agree.
And so the bottom line is he got the talent, the physical skills? Yeah. But are those guys up front going to give him the time and the things that he needs to execute those skills?
And then let's bring that up. Let's look at that a little bit differently as well. I know we have to go here real quick, but they have not been proven together as a unit yet either.
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't. They're new together. That's not a proven group up front yet. We don't know what we have there yet. To say it's really an upgrade already is not quite fair.
But the certainly on paper the possibility, and I'm going to go with a Sid on this, Sid Hartman. I think it's going to be their best offensive line in decades, going back to when you guys went in '98. And what? Who am I? You know what I am? What do you think? Here, Sid. What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
What happened to Bob?
What do you think of that?
I don't know.
What do you think of this?
I think it's very optimistic of a Bob Sansevere that I've known who has been very.
Okay, we're going to close with this, but I'll turn on a dime. All right, we'll take a quick break. The JimBob Sports Jamboree will be right back. We are back with more of the JimBob Sports Jamboree. Vikings legend Chuck Foreman, Fox 9's Jim Rich, the superstar Mike Morris. Oops, sorry about that, Chuck.
That's okay.
And Tyler Ganz from the Window Store, which brings you the show, The Window Store does. And you got to keep rolling through the breaks because those are shows in themselves. But now, Jim,
Fisticuffs.
I want to hear how you think the guy was the coach of the year who's got a little bit of an ego about him being the quarterback guru is suddenly going to become a running team. It ain't happening. He's going to be flinging that ball.
You saw what happened in the last 2 games of the season. When they put
And what did they do? What did they do? They rebuilt that offensive line.
Right. And they've got themselves another running back.
Yes.
So they've got the ability to run the ball and jam it down your throat.
And they got the ability.
They don't want their defense out there all day long because that defense got lit up in those last 2 games.
They're not going to be out there all day long. They're going to be flinging the ball like mad. Defense got revamped, Brady said.
I will say this: the way, whatever O'Connell did to revamp Sam Darnold the way he did, was take a guy with no confidence, zero confidence, and yet it did take the injury to J.J. McCarthy to be able to see the field at all, and he did manage that. But for him to take Darnold and to breathe life back into him was pretty amazing. I will say that. And this is for everybody. I mean, do you think he would go on record saying that J.J. McCarthy is a franchise quarterback if he didn't believe it himself, putting his own reputation on the line and saying those kinds of things? That's a pretty big statement to make.
But he's already said that.
And that's what I'm saying. He
said
has.
That about saying
so I'm saying he must really feel the kid is good to be able to make that claim.
I'm not doubting his abilities, right? I'm not doubting McCarthy that he has the pieces. I'm just saying they're trying to protect him and not make it just him from day one. That he's got to stand back there and sling it on every down like Patrick Mahomes has to.
I agree with that.
They saw that they need a running game to complement. This is the way the Eagles get it done. I mean,
I agree. Totally agree.
Well, NFL seasons too, like they evolve, right? So, like if you do your game plan day one that you're doing in week 17, you're screwed because they got 17 weeks of film, right? So you got to start out. I agree with you. They're going to run heavy early. But I think he's preparing JJ to chuck it and win a Super Bowl.
His numbers aren't going to be as astronomical as what Bob is saying.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? Save some tape for this guy because he's become so negative. I mean, it's like it disgusts me, your negativity. I've never heard someone so negative unless I listen back to a tape of me from the season.
It's our Sansevere.
Yeah, it's shocking to me almost. And you have become this negative person, though. You really have, and I don't know who you are sometimes.
Exactly.
I think it's a good way to go because we talked about this on other shows that you need a running game. You need to hold the ball at critical times of a game to win and not have your defense.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more.
Be able to run out the clock in the fourth quarter with an 11-minute drive, and you end it with a 3-yard touchdown run, and you
know why you'll be in that position? Because you threw for 350 yards earlier. You know, Mike, you've known him for decades as I have. I've never seen this.
I haven't seen him.
I don't think it's Jim Rich.
He is. I don't even know who he is. But
Chuck, what about you?
But I do know. I do know that.
I'm shocked. I'm like,
so you don't think he's really going to be conservative? That was not the right word with the offense. I mean, he's going to test JJ to see if he's going to give enough footballs to JJ. Jefferson and to Addison and those kind of Hawkinson, those kind of guys. I mean, they're gonna try him and see if he's gonna be able to do it, and if not, have the fallback of being able to go running.
All right, here's the deal. Okay, you said JJ, you said Addison, you said Hawkinson. Right?
Yes,
they're gonna want the ball.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You got to give the ball.
So, but you got to establish the run game for sure.
Yeah.
So that quarterback's gonna have that option.
That's what I'm saying.
So the run game in itself, right, is going to be the key to the success of that offense.
I agree.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's going to have to overdo it as far as passing goes.
But
the offensive line is going to have to do what they do in order to make all that happen.
But
the run game and pass game.
But also, Chuck, you played on a team that they had a running back.
Right.
Where they threw him the ball, too. And those, you take your numbers off, and Fran Target's aren't nearly as impressive.
But they don't have that.
They have this. They have a new offensive line that had better play like they're supposed to play on paper. They haven't done it yet. But it's a big deal to be choreographed up front and playing well together, those five guys. Well, but I would say that chances are they're going to. I would say that there's a good chance they will. And you will not win a Super Bowl without an effective running game.
Right.
That's point number.
That's what they learned from last year when they got clobbered the last
But if you have a guy that can run the ball and come out the backfield too,
they swing out back like you.
Be a double,
absolutely.
To be a double threat. That's all. That's another asset.
That's another extension.
So I don't know who we have as in the running back position that has that ability. We got runners.
Here's
Can
a-
they run and receive?
There's a lot of hot hands that need the ball, right? Like you're saying, there's a lot of hands out there that are going to want that ball.
You can do an extension of the running game if you have the backs that can run the swing outs and the safety valve routes and all those things.
Yeah.
But
Mike, I'm trying to take it to a whole different level. I'm like, those little swing outs and all those things like that. Those are the running back that can separate from all that is the guy that can come out there and not only run the ball, get himself open, like come out of the backfield,
route,
come out of the backfield in a
Yep.
route situation,
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
and being able to run a route against those linebackers to get open.
Agreed.
You know,
Agreed. I mean, that's
coming
another
out here
level.
and catching the ball,
And I
that's
don't
one
see
thing.
that.
But coming
Jones is
out
not
and-
like that, is he? Is Jones a?
I don't know.
I know
But
he
I'm
caught
just
one or
saying-
two to redeem himself there at the end of the season against somebody, but he dropped one or
Jordan
two
Mason.
as well.
But I'm trying to say, you know, you can catch the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah.
But to get to that next level, you got to be able to have that ability to
Flood the zone and work a three-way break.
Yeah, like
Yep.
one-on-one. Get those guys out there. Can they do what they do?
Yes.
But again, that all helps McCarthy when you have all these options.
If you have them, yeah.
That's I'm saying that they don't want to put everything on him.
I agree. I totally, I get that.
You know, he doesn't have the experience.
Not yet.
And if teams know that,
Naysayer.
they're going to go after him.
Here's what first game, first play, bomb to Naylor or Ty Felton because he's going to look. JJ's covered. Addison, he's going to go to one of these other guys because he wants to show them I could do anything I want against a defense because I got the line, I got the receivers.
Hold up. Let me
watch.
make this call and see if I can ask him that question.
He's going to do it. Oh, okay. Very quickly because we got to mention where Chuck's going. I'm covering high school football for the Atlantic City Press. It was a team from Burlington was where it was, undefeated, blew everybody away. He told me the first 10 plays he was going to run. And I wrote it in the paper. The coach from the team that he was playing said, "Did he really do that?" I said, "Yeah." The guy ran the exact same 10 plays. And Brian, the quarterback wound up playing in the NBA. He was an incredible athlete. But the guy was so cocky. Hey, we're going to do what we want to do. That is what that the quarterback guru is going to do. He's going to let people know I can do what I want. Meantime, if you're looking to meet a Vikings legend, go to the Classic Hall Event Center, July 5th, 10 o'clock a.m. Chuck Foreman will be there. Heart of Lakes Classic Car Show. Chuck will be there from 10 to 1 at the Classic Hall Event Center, and that is in Annandale. So check that out. And also, June 28th, before that, Chuck's going to be at the Blaine Walmart at 11 a.m. for a meet and greet. You don't want to miss that either. Check it out. Check this out. The Window Star. Make sure you call them. Got that $25,000 you can have to do repairs. Get there by going to Dodge of Burnsville. And if you need anything else, Polici Hardware. And if you want negative stuff, Jim Rich from Fox 9 will give it to you.
That's just incredible.
right.
Jim is so bad
Unreal.
anymore. He's really, really bad.
Dedication Did they slip in?
No, but not only
I know. He used to be so grumbly. Now he's Santa Claus.
But you know what happened? No, when he comes in here every week, he slims down a few pounds.
Yes.
You look at him, and when he came here today, I didn't even know him. But that's what the
real
deal
good.
is. He's
I
kind
know.
of like getting rid of all that extra stuff.
They must have took brain cells.
Yeah,
out.
so he's kind of he's feeling good
so wait a
about
minute.
himself.
This is what he insulted every fan of the Vikings because he's saying if you have few brain cells, you are optimistic about what the Vikings will
What were your
do.
numbers
What
again?
did he do? 45, 35, 15, and 5 rushing.
35 interceptions? Or wait,
35
45, 35?
No, 4,500 yards.
Oh, got it,
35
got it, okay,
touchdowns,
got it.
15 INTs
Say,
and
wow.
5 rushing.
Got it.
That's what I said, and that's what I back. And 110, 16, and 15 for JJ. All right, we'll take a quick break. The JimBob Sports Jamboree. Be right back. We got to try to get Jim to get positive someday. On behalf of Vikings legend Chuck Foreman and Fox 9's Jim Rich, I'm Bob Sansevere, and I want to say thank you to all of our listeners and our radio partners, KXRA in Alexandria, KRWC in Buffalo, KDHL in Faribault and Owatonna, KDAL and WDSM in Duluth, WNMT in Hibbing, KTOE in Mankato, AM 660 The Bear, WBHR in St. Cloud, and Wild 102 FM in Roseau. Also, KWOA AM FM in Worthington, and KKBJ in Bemidji. And
Bob Total Country, serving the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and surrounding areas. We'll talk to you later.